From the mountain to the prairie to the ocean.
Welcome to the Watchdog Report. My name is Ed Ciffone, President of the United Taxpayers of Yorktown, and known as the Yorktown Watchdog. Now, you see what I got in my head here. We know death and taxes, you can't get away with it. So I've been fighting taxes for 25 years, but to those people who don't know what's happening, I have what they call aggressive large B-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, blood cancer. So I'll take my hat off now because that's the first thing I lost was my hair. I'm losing a little bit of my voice. So my update is I got 2 more treatments to go. Be 4.5 months treatment. I hope that's the cure. So let's get on with my show. My special guest is the editor of the Yorktown News, Bryan Fumagalli.
How you doing, Ed?
Nice to see you again here.
You too.
Sitting in the
Pleasure.
seat.
Yes.
So it's been great. Listen, I think you do a great job in your newspaper and with the rest of all your reporters.
Thank you.
So I want to give you that one kudo right away. But listen, we're here tonight because Tuesday, the 5th of November, we had the election.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the results. So let me ask you this question now. You've been following the candidates. What do you think about the results? Or what are the results?
Well, in Yorktown, well, first of all, county, you know, Rob Astorino won re-election.
Rob Astorino.
And I think most people probably saw that coming. I thought it'd be more like a 5-point victory, won by 10.
10, right. That's
so
right.
That was, you know, was good for Astorino, obviously. And then, you know,
let's do the county first. Now,
yeah, Kaplowitz
over
King.
Gregory King.
Yep.
Now, remember, the only reason why we did this, Kaplowitz was getting a free ride, and the Republicans were backing him up.
You were Kane's campaign manager.
Our campaign manager,
right.
Okay? And listen, we got 38%. That's I seen the last numbers. We got 44% last time. But Gregory also had the I line, which Kaplowitz knocked us off.
Right.
So that's the end result with that one. And how about the county clerk?
The last I saw
Mary Beth
was
Murphy.
Mary Beth was around 47%.
Oh, okay.
She lost to Idoni, but I think that was still, you know, numbers might change a little bit by the time this goes to air, but I think that was a good showing. You know, she had a lot of, you know, down county was tough, I think, to penetrate.
Right, they still have
right. There's some stuff to come in, but you know, Idoni is going to win that.
Okay. Next one is John Testa.
Yeah.
Against the other guy, Jackson.
Yep. Testa, hey, he's an incumbent. He knows how to work. You know, he knows how to politic, and he did, and he won.
Yeah.
By a fairly comfortable margin.
So me and John go back a long way. I was a substitute teacher for 12 years, so I had covered his classes.
Right, he was a teacher, yeah.
Yeah, so he retired.
Just retired last year, a couple months ago, whatever.
Yeah, so that's great. He's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a good man for the people.
Yeah.
And is that all the county, I guess?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, okay. And then let's go to the local races in Yorktown.
In Yorktown. Well, we had Judge Sal Lagonia running unopposed, so that wasn't a shock that Sal won.
Okay, that's Sal there, yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know, some of the more juicier races, Highway, you had Councilman Dave Paganelli running against Tom Diana, and because Diana's Democrat, Paganelli is Republican.
Right.
And Paganelli looks like he pulled it out. He's a very popular politician in Yorktown.
Okay, now I know Steve Garner was close in the primary.
Steve Garner did the write-in, yes.
And he did the write-in, and he had a lot of information out there.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's good, but I don't know, he took away from Paganelli, he took away from
He probably
Diana.
took away from Diana.
Yeah, because in the same party.
They're both Democrats.
Yeah, both Democrats.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens. Now, we'll talk about the repercussions when he won. So we'll
Paganelli,
talk about,
yeah.
we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So we got Murphy, who scored what he got the highest amount.
So far, he's over 5,000 votes, which is not a surprise. Terrence is a very popular guy in
okay,
Yorktown.
and then Vishnu Patel.
Vishnu came in second. So both of them will, you know, stay on the board. They won re-election.
Incumbents. Okay, yeah. And then we have. All right, so.
And then you had supervisor.
Supervisor, okay.
The big one.
This is the big one. So.
Yeah.
Now Grace won, big margin.
Michael Grace, as of late yesterday, he was around 57%. With Nick Bianco, his challenger was 43.
Wow, that's
now there's
amazing.
still some districts to come in, so this stuff changes a little bit. But at the end of the day, Grace basically had an overwhelming victory, which surprised myself. I thought it was gonna be a lot closer than that.
Well, I think he got the Jefferson Village.
Well,
Mike.
From what I hear, he might have
close.
split. I think there's like 2 districts in Jefferson Village or something,
yeah,
and he split the districts. They each won. And everything I was hearing was that Bianco was gonna, kill him in Jefferson Village.
Well, he's done everything for those people.
Yeah.
And wow, that's something. Okay, so that's going to be something. All right, so let's see what happens now. All right, let's go back to Paganelli.
Mm-hmm.
Paganelli is a trustee right now, and if he wins the election, like it is, he comes off and there's a seat open, and he goes to highway superintendent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, highway superintendent gets paid $125,000 only because Eric DiBartolo got a $21,000 raise because he was the director of operations.
Labor operations.
Now, in my opinion, that should come right off.
Well, did you read our article last week?
Yeah, and it was down to 90,000.
89,000.
89,000.
Is what Grace put it as.
Yeah, but I don't think it should go that way. I think it
You
should
should go to 105? Back to 105?
Yeah, back to 105.
Or whatever, 104, whatever it was, right?
Now think about it. He's going to be elected official, and 105 is good because Michael Grace would be 115. I think the chief of police is 135. So,
Is Grace 112 or 115? 115.
150. He just gave themselves a raise.
3% raise, right?
After 8 months. That was. I was not going to do that. That's what I talk about death and taxes. I mean, you see all levels of government do that. They get in office and they give themselves raises, Mm-hmm. But then we had enough pressure. People were stopping that they wouldn't do that. But it only took them 8 months.
I mean, bottom line is, the voters spoke a couple days ago, and they obviously said we like the way Grace is taking the town, and we don't care or we approve of either one of the raises, or if they even knew about it, if they even remember. Right. That's probably a big thing.
Well, the big thing with me is why I voted for Grace at the end. When I read your article, that he decided to use $1.2 million out of the surplus money.
For his tentative budget for 2014.
Yeah, we got that here.
Right.
Okay. Now,
supervisor's budget.
Now, me and Don Roberts and other members of the United Taxpayers go up there at every budget. We tell them what they have. They say, no, we don't have it. Then they have it.
When you say you go up and tell the board what they have, and they always say, no, the numbers, your numbers don't match up with their numbers is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's still their numbers. This is the auditor's numbers.
This
is the budget.
You get the numbers from somewhere, right? You don't make them
we
up.
get it from we get it from the town.
Right, that's what I mean.
The auditor's report says one thing. They have $4.2 million. They say they have 2.4. At the same time, December 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Oh, no, it can't be. Then they have the orders, the new ones coming in, say at the end of December 2012, they got 4.7 million, even more than we were saying they would have it.
Okay.
Okay? And I go, oh, we didn't know we had that much. Give me a break. That's why they have orders, and that's why they have put it in down in writing. Okay. So now I find out the auditors, the new auditors, under a different name, were the old auditors from Benekeels and Stolch, wherever they were. Okay. They were axed out when Susan Siegel came in. But during a $1 million mistake in 1994, they were the auditors. The school district fired them immediately, okay? The town on the Aaron Bach kept them because of all this stuff that they hid and how much everything was.
Okay.
So now they come back in a different name. Now I got to find out. I asked them, but I don't know how much they're paying because these guys don't come cheap. They're the county lawyers and a few other places that they got, okay? So I made a speech. Don't make it those guys. I don't want to see them there. They were, did all this, hiding all this money. Okay. So just give me a round picture. Okay. So then you put.
But you like what Grace did, or didn't? Or hasn't done
I
with his
told him
budget?
this way. I said, Mike, I cannot vote for you because you promised two things. You promised that the limit on surplus money, unappropriated to anything, would be 15%. Then when I went to the board, he says, I'm doing that between 15 and 17%.
15 and 17, right.
Okay? And then I said, the other thing was you're going to have established a finance committee with the community.
Hasn't done that.
He hasn't done that.
Well, they kept talking about it, and then nothing's happened.
Well, he
as
didn't
far
wanna
as
have,
I know.
Right. He didn't want to have Susan Seal on there because she would have been jumping on it. Okay. So those are the two things that I was concerned about that he had promised in his last campaign. All right. So when he did one, and I'm a tax activist, look, he took the money out. So that from 4.7 or 5.2, whatever they have, they still got probably over $4 million in surplus money. It's probably even more than that 17%. Okay, so that's the reason why I changed mine. I was going to vote for his clerk, Mary, because she's a nice.
You're going to write her in?
Yeah, I was going to write her in. I said
Did you tell her that?
Yeah, I was going to do that because I didn't want either one because they both have different. You know, when you read your paper, and you see the donations and who they're from, okay? Then
So that means a lot to you?
Yeah.
Why?
If you're a developer, okay, and you're developing affordable housing.
Or anything.
Or anything, okay? And you're donating. If you're the guy that puts the blacktop down, okay, and you're donating to campaigns, you're doing we're the taxpayers. You're buying the services.
That's the way politics goes.
No, but they have something called bids.
Yeah.
You know, it's supposed
go
to
out for bid.
But
what you're saying is if company X, and this is what Nick Bianco was saying,
Yes.
and I reject it wholeheartedly for any candidate, not just Grace or Bianco or anyone. Some people are corrupt. So sure, if company X donates to Grace, or I should say a politician, and then that politician might say, okay, now I got to give them kickbacks, and I got to give them a contract. That happens.
But is it a conflict of interest?
But just because it happens sometimes doesn't mean it happens all the time.
Right, but is that a conflict of interest to you?
What isn't a conflict of interest?
Okay, then you agree with me. It's a conflict of interest.
To a certain extent, because if I'm company X and I want to develop something, and I want to do something in Yorktown, I've been looking, and I see a candidate who wants development and a candidate who doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't it behoove me to hope that like development
gets elected?
wins?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
That's no problem. And that's his stance. Okay, he's for development.
And if I'm a developer and I was going to give to a candidate who likes development, and I give to them and they win, that's great. But if I don't give to them and they win again, they're still going to want the development because they want development.
Well,
so I'm still going to be in the mix.
I went to the planning board the night before the election to ask them this question. I'm for Costco and bringing it in, and Al Capolini is the lawyer for him, and they've spent all this money. Yeah. I'm saying to them, does it make a difference who gets in, which candidate?
Yes, I think they'd probably say yes.
No, they said no. They're the lead agency. They make the decision on that and bringing in Costco. The only thing the town board does, they have to make a new sewer district. They got to put sewers in there, and the town has to vote on that to Peekskill, okay? So that's the town voting on that and having the gas stations. That's a separate entity that the town has to do.
Right, and from everything I heard is that, and it might not be true, I probably shouldn't even say it, but that if the election had gone another way, the town might have found a way to say no gas stations at Costco. And from what I was told, Costco only wants that location if they can have the gas
station.
So then that would basically destroy the whole thing by saying, you know, we love Costco, but we just can't have the gas tanks. Well, then they say, well, we don't want to be in. That is what I was told would derail it.
Right. And that's, again, town board is going to make that decision.
Right.
But I like to see Costco come in without the gas stations, okay, establish that, and then work its way with the board after everything is done.
To get gas in there.
To get gas in there, okay? And the same with the sewers. The sewers would have to go in first. They would have to get that sewer district.
Well, you have to get that done.
And you have to get all those houses along 202 in that sewer district. Now, most of the time, if you get into a new sewer district, your taxes go up a lot. You know,
do they?
Yeah, maybe $1,500, maybe $3,000. If they wanted to put sewers where I am in Yorktown Sewer District, it would cost me $3,000 a year for 30 years, $90,000. I couldn't live in my house. I would have to leave.
Right.
And that's what's another Michael. Now, this is the other thing he says. Well, I don't want to tell anybody about that because then the people. Did you hear that speech? That about sewers? I didn't want to tell anybody about what I was doing.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't want the naysayers to come up, you know, and stop what I was doing. To me, that's being sneaky. Then he makes another statement like this. The law says you have development and 10% is affordable housing. I don't believe in that law. It's a law. He said, I don't believe in the law. I get up there, what do you mean you don't believe in the law? That's the law. Well, I don't believe in it. We have to, and then Al Capolini's the lawyer, okay? So all I'm saying, the perception I see is development is good, okay?
You agree with that?
Yeah, I like development, okay, to a certain point, because Nick Bianco has the right idea about one thing. The more development you get in, the more revenue you get in, and more wealth gets into the Yorktown, they call it equalization rate. And the equalization rate goes down, and then the taxpayers make more money, okay? But like Cortland, they don't care about the equalization rate because the taxpayers only pay like 28% of the taxes. The rest is all by business. So they don't care when it goes up. So these are all the things that I see. I've been in it for a long time. You got to go up nice and easy, okay? And him making decisions like that highway department, maybe a good idea. Stores on the bottom, rental on top.
That's not Grace's. Everyone has said that's a good idea. Everyone is up for doing something at least.
But what did he mention? What did he mention? You know, it's going to be 3 levels. What was the top level? Do you remember?
Was it mixed use? Well, the whole thing was mixed use, right?
Affordable housing.
Okay, well.
Okay, now listen. Now, during this campaign with Gregory Kane,
Was it definitely affordable housing?
Yeah.
Okay.
750 units divided by 31 different towns, it comes out to 24. Okay? The thing that was done already in the BJ's is 26. We so far, that I can figure out, we have 169 already. That's way above the average at 24. So what is Grace doing? And then when you see that he gets a donation from the developer, I'm saying, what is going on here? And then, for 202.
But wait, I think you're nitpicking because I would say, growing up in Katona, no one ever had a reason to come to Yorktown at all. There was no reason because we felt there was nothing that benefited us here. Right. So I think you would admit that the downtown area, Yorktown Heights, needs to be redeveloped. I mean, like in Katona, for instance, it's a nice village. Right. It's in the town of Bedford, Katona. The town of Bedford Highway Department is somewhere where no one ever goes. Why in the world, I mean, how it worked out this way, that in the center of town, you have the highway department with plows on the grass. It looks awful. Well, whatever, write it down there. So you need to do something with that because you could, that's
it's an option.
Land that you can make so much nicer.
But listen, that's an option, okay, that they have to vote on, okay? When they stuck affordable housing on the top level, okay, affordable housing means this. Affordable housing means more people coming in.
Either. It doesn't work. It's not right. It's awful. It's manipulating the market. You're going to make housing affordable, make Mercedes affordable. I can buy one. Right. Give me a break.
But that's how you have to listen to the guy. Oh, we're having this on the bottom, this on the second floor, and he goes, and affordable. He didn't even say affordable housing. He said mix up there. He wants affordable housing up there. Okay, listen. These are some of the things that I see as a resident. I voted for him because I want to see Costco come in. I think if he's in office for the next 2 years, we got Costco to come in.
Okay.
Okay. So that's that. With Nick Bianco, with open space, we have $30 taxpayers' money every year for open space. That's more than we pay in our regular taxes for the budget. Okay. What happens? They buy all these acres of land. They got a building on it. It's condemned. Somebody's going to get killed. They rather build a ball field and taking the building down. Okay, and that's what Grace was saying. All those places have all these things restricted. They have chains up. Right. Don't go on the property. Right. So that's the. And the other thing was that in the first 2 years we have to pay the taxes on any open space. So Granite Knolls was $2.7 million plus $150,000 in 2 years before. It comes off the tax rolls where you don't have to pay county and school taxes. Listen, I'm into this stuff. So
I noticed.
So $3 million, okay?
Well, here comes the $3 million question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's gonna replace Dave Paganelli on the Yorktown town?
Oh yeah, let's get. Well, that's another thing. Wow. So listen, I don't know how that works. Usually it's the board makes the recommendations. Now, does that mean Paganelli makes a recommendation?
Yes, because they have to do that, I would think, in December at the latest. Before the new year and everyone's sworn into their new positions.
All right. So now, if you go by the election, there's other people who came in third, fourth, and what have you. You could do that. Or you could put somebody like me there.
You.
Now, I'm like Gregory Kane. We're independent. We don't belong to nobody. we like the people. We want to help the people out, okay? When they knocked me off the ballot, my own people off the ballot, that was a shock. That was a shocker to me, okay? But listen, I would love to go in there. I don't think they would ever put me in there.
They won't.
Because of me, with the knowledge I have, they wouldn't let me go to a debate when I was running with the knowledge I got.
Yeah.
So look, Mr. Paganelli won because he had 30 years in the restaurant business.
Well, he knows a lot of people. He's helped a lot of people, and he's a popular guy.
Popular. Now that's how he won.
Well, that's how it goes. It's called
right.
popular vote, right?
Yeah, that's it. Now, if you go by experience, he didn't say much during the debate how much experience he has, you know, with that stuff. So anyway, so that's how the people voted.
Yeah.
So okay, so now he goes out. Say okay. So who did he bring in? Did he bring in Eric DiBartolo? Who? What's the deals going on now? Could he bring
I think Eric would be untenable, and I like Eric. I have nothing, but I'm saying I don't think that would work.
A popular guy. That
he's popular, but you have to be popular with the board members. Because I think the way it is, they have to vote you in, and I don't think Bianco's going to vote for DiBartolo. I wouldn't think Dave would.
They were best of friends.
And I know Vishnu would not.
Right. You know, only
so that's
Vishnu.
3 right there, no votes.
Well, I know about that. I know Vishnu would probably say no.
Probably.
But listen, Nick and him were the best of friends through everything.
Right.
Eric DiBartolo hated when they have a campaign with Terrence Murphy. Now, Terrence Murphy
Things change.
Right?
Yeah.
Murphy says how wonderful he is. Okay, so that might be a vote for Eric. Who knows? Okay.
It might be Grace and Murphy. I think would vote for him.
Now Grace.
That's where it would end.
Now Grace.
How about the Rich Campanera is the word that.
Oh,
some
okay.
people have heard.
Okay. So let's think about the whole picture. Okay. You know how about he goes from Republican to Democrat, back and forth, back and forth.
He ran 4 years ago as a Republican. Campanera ran this time as a Democrat.
No, he ran the last time as a Democrat.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was a Republican, switched over to the Democrats, didn't win. Okay, stay with the Democrats. Okay, and then he ran with the Democrats now. Now, say they would put him in. Now, is the fix in? Now,
well, what do you mean by fix?
Well, Bianco ran with him. So Bianco would give him a
Listen,
spot.
I wouldn't say that. The strange bedfellows, okay?
All right.
Because as
what
you
do
know,
you think?
When you say Bianco ran with them, they were on the same ticket. But it wasn't like
but he got the
neither one of them were real hardcore Democrats.
But he got the conservative line. Didn't he get the conservative line
yes,
from Nick Bianco?
He did.
Yeah, Nick gave him the conservative line. So
right.
Give me a break. That's best he can do.
But this is a different dynamic now.
Oh, maybe. I don't know what Nick's mind, but look. All right, say Nick goes for him, okay? Now, who else? Now, Vishnu, Democrat, would stay with his party?
Probably.
Okay, we're going okay. So let's see who else now. Now Paganelli. Paganelli, who switched from Republican to Democrat to Republican to I don't know what he's doing. You know.
Republican to Democrat to Republican.
Republican. Okay. Would he vote for this guy because he was a Republican first? The Democrat?
I don't know if it matters. I don't think party matters in this stuff.
Well, how would you see in his mind with Paganelli? Would
I have no idea what Dave would do, but I think Campanera might be a good option in terms of a realistic option, I should say,
right.
as somebody. And maybe it'll be somebody we don't even talk about. Who knows?
Right. Now, when I was at the debates, and Campanera was up there, when he left, I talked to him. He says, listen, if you wasn't on a Democratic ticket, I would vote for you. You sound more like a Republican than anybody else.
At the debate, you said?
Yeah,
he did. Oh, he sounded, he did.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he sounded really good to me. And if he switched, now, the thing is, you know how about he switches back and forth? That could happen. Who the heck knows? So we don't have a crystal ball. But I know I'm going to have my UTY guys go out petitions for me to get on that board.
You're going to go up to the meetings?
The meetings, you know.
You should, yeah.
As soon as unless I die, then you know, that's it.
You're not dying.
I feel really positive that in the next 6 weeks this will be over.
Your ordeal.
Yeah,
You'll be back to full strength.
Yeah, back to full strength.
Yep, I agree.
I even went up before the board with my bald head. They didn't know who I was.
Well, Nick Bianco can't say the man with the white hair over there anymore.
You remember that? Oh, he was sitting next to me?
Yeah.
Even the man with the white hair is just, oh man, I was like going crazy. But they use my name a lot. But now Grace should use the UTY's name as that he agreed with the UTY. I mean, we need a break after all these years going up there.
So you want him to throw you a bone, basically?
Yeah, just a
I
bone.
think so, because I think what he does, you know, I know Nick doesn't like it. Hey. But with the budget, taking from here to that,
yeah.
I think if you have extra money, you should do that to keep taxes down.
Right.
And I think you agree with that for the most part, too.
Yeah, I've been fighting for that a long time.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain amount. Again, the school has 4%, okay? The town has no unlimited. So 15% is way more than the school is allowed to do it. Of course, they have ways of putting in reserves and all this other crap.
Right.
You know, yeah. But that's why I switched my vote. I thought that was really good.
When did you decide? After you read the article, you saw what he wanted to do?
Yeah, yeah, because I came back from Florida. I opened the page up. I says, whoa, I can't believe it. And then Eric DiBartolo, when I was at Republican headquarters, he says, I'm the only really Republican, because I am. I feel like I'm the only real Republican, always been a Republican.
Yeah.
That Grace listened to you by taking more out of the surplus. So I thought that was really interesting.
Good.
So,
Good.
okay. So anyway, so let's see what happens. It's done, and we'll see what happens. Now, the other thing with the county, they had a couple of close races because they had the majority.
There's some races that aren't decided yet.
Right. And they had the super majority a while back. I think it was
No
12.
longer.
12, right, but 12 out of 17. But
Now they have 10.
10, right? So they,
Yeah,
if
10-7 Democrats.
If they lose the 2 seats, it's super majority again. That means.
Yeah, I think she's going to lose.
If that means that Astorino is going to fight with the vetoes and all that stuff.
Astorino is going to try to start running for governor. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's his next thing. Now, what I like to see him put Kapowitz as the chairman of the Westchester County Legislature. That's
you said you'd like to have that happen?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
You just ran against him twice.
Because listen, we ran against him under Spano, tax hike Mike. They doubled the stuff. Okay, he's changed his mind a little bit after all this time. I ran at least seven candidates against him.
I know Mike a little bit. I like him. I have a big problem with his stance on the HUD lawsuit.
Oh, HUD.
I think everybody in Westchester County should just give them the boot.
Right.
I think it's a joke that the federal government could come in here and tell me and you that we're racist, and that these politicians wouldn't stick up for us is a disaster.
Yeah, and that's what we had the campaign all about. And then we find out in the beginning when it happened,
and zoning laws too.
Right, and the news, and that's another thing with the zoning laws. But way in the beginning, they had the opportunity to fight the settlement. Spano was running for office. They came in October.
He lived in Yorktown, didn't he?
Yeah, he lived
Is he still here? Do you know?
Yeah. Okay. But at that time he was running for office, so he didn't want to have this whole thing. And since he had the majority, that's why he voted for it. So it's a shame. You have to go all the way back. As a police officer, you got to go back to the beginning, how it all started. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so here's where we are today. So your newspaper does a really good job.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
This week's edition is about the Yorktown High School. The girls, volleyball, over here. They won the section.
Oh, they did? Because I have a neighbor, Polici. Yeah. Is she in there?
Somewhere, probably.
Yeah, right in the back. Okay, I'm going to have to see. Oh, I'm going to have to see her. Yeah, Polici, yeah. All right, we're going to start rolling out. Well, that's good. Now, we have a thing in Yorktown School District. They want full-time kindergarten, which I'm against.
We've had 2 articles about that. I think we're the only people that have done it.
We stopped it in 2006. In Lakeland, they want to have $14.5 million in security plus other stuff.
Come November 19th, that vote is.
It is?
There's a vote, yeah, on the 19th. There's a vote?
Yeah. Oh. People, all right, listen to that very carefully. Lakeland School District, November 19th, you're going to vote on the security. But that's not only security, you got all sorts of stuff in there. And listen, I want to thank you for watching. So listen, you're watching Channel 15 or on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock. On Channel 74, cable, Saturday mornings at 9, Monday night at 9:30, and Wednesdays at 4:30. Thank you so much again.
Thanks, sir.
And we'll keep in contact.
Yep.
Keep